a charter member, and that means that before the church was dedicated, we became members of the mission. And people that were members of the mission are charter members of the church. 6 families that came from Arlington Baptist Church started the mission, and they rented Hollyoaks Community Center to start. The idea came from Dr. Hubbs and the Jacksonville Baptist Convention. Dr. Hubbs put out a bond issue for $350,000, and his church approved it to start the mission of Fort Caroline Chapel. I think most everybody in the church bought some bonds. We bought the property, 7.5 acres, built a building on it, and it was dedicated in '82. When they were building the building, the members did a lot of work. George Chipwood, I think, spent more time up there working than any one person in the whole group. He was retired, and he spent all of his time up there. Larry Strickland and Bob Toten worked themselves half to death getting that building going. They put the building together. We just had to sacrifice a lot. After our church was dedicated, we had to make up some bylaws, and there was several of us that got together, and we spent many, many nights working on bylaws for the church. We had some rough times in the beginning. After we were constituted, then we really had to start worrying about our own bills and stuff. Of course, we tried to build up the group so that we could have enough money coming in so we could really pay all the bills without worrying about them too much. There was times when we didn't know where we were going to be able to pay the preacher or not. We still had approximately, I think it was $200,000 that we still owed. Some of the times we didn't have enough coming in to make the payments, and of course Arlington Baptist was keeping the payments up, helping us. And after we had the dedication of the building, they finally turned it over to us, and Arlington Baptist wrote it off. When we first started out, we just had the small building, the sanctuary with a few Sunday school rooms that was just around that building. That was all we had. Christmas program or Thanksgiving or something, we'd have a meal at someone's house. Of course, we all chipped in and did things like that, and it made us grow closer to each other. I never really thought about how big we'd ever get. We just kept pushing. After that, we brought in Jimmy Patterson. This was his first church. We never had the group to get together and get behind our pastor as well as we did after he came. And the church began to grow. He brought in Ricky as assistant pastor, and after he left, we called Ricky to be our pastor. And you know what's happened since he came on. We've been growing since. Once we get this new building in, we're going to be able to have more parking and so forth. We have got to make sacrifices in order for us to get this. And then in order to get our sanctuary bigger, we're going to have to make a lot more sacrifices. But I think we'll do it.
Can